So the assistant is saying that for him, the assistant is saying that we are not supposed to. So the financial assistant was of the view that the fair value exercise means that the subsidiary net assets are included at the acquisition at their fair value in the consolidated balance sheet. The assistant believed that it is inconsistent to aggregate the subsidiaries' net assets with those of the parents because most of the parents' assets are carried at what? Historical cost. Is it true? What do we say? Yes, she has a point that the parent company's assets are carried at historical cost. Do you understand? However, according to faithful representation, if we are bringing in the subsidiaries' assets, we can't bring it in at their historical cost. We must bring it in at their what? Fair value. Are you getting the idea? So that it will represent what? The true nature or the true state of the company. So what she is saying that is inconsistent, it's a lie. Because if we don't do that, then we will not what? Faithfully represent the financial statement. So that's what we say there. That's what we say there. So that's the reason, that's the comment we can give on what she has raised.
She's telling lies.
She doesn't know. You can't say she's telling lies. And because
We don't know why.
Just allow them to keep the which organization close your eyes.
no, she can't close her eyes. Look at her title, financial assistant.
We are not there when she
So that is it. So yes, she has a point, but the reason why it is carried is that to faithfully represent what or prepare the financial statement. So basically, that is all about that. So that's it about that. Now let's go to question 2. Lama. Which Bebrina Diguye on basic workings. Now for this question, I'm likely to do only the workings and I'll leave the financial statement preparation for you. Make sense? I know you can prepare the financial statements. So we are just going to be talking about the workings, then you are going to prepare the financial statements. Because your problem is the workings. That's your problem. What's your problem? The following trial balance relates to Lama, a listed company at 30th September 2016. So ignore whatever is there. Let's go to the notes. The following notes are relevant. As always, I chew the notes one step at a time. Make sense? One step at a time. So question 2, Lama or Lama, depending on the school you attended and the teacher who taught you for us. Lama. I. Lama has a policy of revaluing its land and building at each year end. The valuation in the trial balance include land element of how much? 30 million. The estimated useful life of the building at that date, which is 1st October 2015, which is the start of the year, right? Anamiwa? Because the year ended is 30th September 2016. So 1st October 2015 is the start of the year. So the estimated useful life or remaining useful life was 20 years. On 30th September 2016, that is the year end, a professional valuer valued the building at 92 million with no change in the value of the land. Depreciation on building is charged 60% to cost of sales, 20% each to distribution and what? Administration. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to put something here. Then I'm going to do cost of sales. Go to the trial balance, give me the cost of sales per question. Or per trial balance. The figure there for cost of sales.
89,000.
What do you say?
89,200.
Then give me for distribution.
11,000.
Yes, I like the spirit. Per trial balance. What do you say? 11. Then admin.
So
Cost of sales. Distribution. Purchase per trial balance. Cost of sales, may I? Distribution. The reason is that I want us to adjust these expenses with the depreciation when we do it. So let's go. With the land and building, let's see what's happening. So that will be the workings one. Land and building, what is the value? 130. And we are told that the land component of that is how much? 30 million. Meaning the building is we go. So now this is the value as at 1st August 2015. Makes sense? So we have to calculate depreciation. We are told the useful life is how many years? 20. So 100 over 20, Lila. 5. Lila has a deal. So carrying value as at 30th September 2016 will be what? 95. Now listen carefully. It is this depreciation 5,000, no? And also then 60% Embra cost of sales. Not 20 Embra. So let's go. Deep on building. 60% of the 5,000 of the 5. 3. Hey, are we sure of what we are doing?
Yes.
No. It should be in thousand, no? It's million. So it should be in thousand, right? So like this should be 130.
Yes.
This should be 30,000. This should be 100,000. Into me, I'm ready to go. Okay, let's go. Distribution. You see how I'm setting out my pro forma? So that when I touch something, I treat it everywhere it has to be treated. So this is the carrying value of the building as at the end of the year. But we are told that the land and building was revalued to how much? 92 million. So fair value at that same date, 92 million. Now with the 92 million, with the 92 million, we are told that okay, only the building is 92 million, right? So, but what is happening here?
Loss.
Revaluation loss of how much? There you go. There you go. Deficit or loss. Now, how do we treat this revaluation loss? Because remember, in this question, we are not preparing income statement and other comprehensive income. Only income statement. For that, and we are not preparing also statements of changes in what? Equity. So this one will go to the income statement. Do we already have revaluation something there in the question? Yes. There is revaluation loss there arising from land and building of how much? 14,000. It says I bet 3,000 we free more. Now kind 11,000. That's what we will take to the statement of financial position.
That one is gain.
No.
The one in the travel
Is gain. So we use this loss to what? Reduce that. Does it make sense? Remember, I'm not preparing the income statement. I'm not doing balance sheets. So that's what you have to do. And make sure you remember that. Okay, so that's it about the land and building. And that's note 1.
So, under the equities, the revaluation is 11,000.
Where is the 11,000?
With the 40,000, you said you less the loss from it.
Yes. Yes.
So when you are paying the balance sheet, under the equities, the revaluation reserve.
Yes. But you don't write 11,000 straight. You have to write into bracket 14 minus 3,000. Then you take 11,000 there.
on the face of
On the face of the balance sheet. because you are not doing any workings to indicate that you have done that. So you have to do it on the face of the balance sheet. Still in note 1. During the year, Lama manufactured an item of plant that it is using as part of its own operating capacity. The details of its cost, which is included in EBAZE. Now, they have constructed an asset, but they have included it in cost of sales. That is an error. Because that amount is supposed to be what? Capitalized. So straight up, let's add all the figure there. How much is it? So we need to take it from the cost of sales. Are you getting it? So cost of plants constructed. 24,000. I say a free way move straight up. Because it's not supposed to be cost of sales, it has to be capitalized. Now, in that perspective, let's come to the plants. So maybe workings 1, workings 2. So plants. Let's go. With a new plant that has been constructed, when was it constructed? The manufacture of the plant was completed when? 31st March 2016, and the plant was brought into immediate use, but its cost is not yet what? Capitalized. So when was the plant finished? 31st March. What is the year ended? So how many months was the plant used? 6 months. So for the new plant, we're going to say the cost, 24,000. Then we will calculate depreciation. All plant is depreciated at what? 12.5% per annum. Time apportion where what? Relevant. That means we don't charge full year in the year of acquisition. So dip is going to be 24,000 times 12.5% times 6 over 12. Makes sense? Half. 1,500. You have a tier premium. And that will give us the carrying value of the new planters. Now let's go to the old plants. What about the old plants there? There's an old plant there. Have we depreciated that plant?
No.
So we need to calculate the depreciation on that plant as well, isn't it? So, old plant, we put it here, old. What method are we using? Reducing balance. So look at it. What is the cost? What is the accumulated depreciation? So T3 move. Then we calculate the dip. 12.5% of 96,000, and that is 12,000. So when we deduct 84,000, so that is what? The carrying value. But listen carefully, or say, but it costs not, all plant depreciation are put into where? Cost of sales. They are charged to cost of sales. Can you see that? So let's go. So dip on plant. The total will be what? This plus this. Makes sense? So it becomes 13,000. Okay, 13,500. Now, what will be the total carrying value of the plant? Both the old and the new. It will be 22,500 plus what? 84,000. 106,500. Are you following the idea? 106,500. So that is what you have to understand about that. What is the land and the building value now? The revalued amount was 92,000 for the land, for the building, but the land is still 30,000. So a total of 122,000. That's it. That's it. Say it about. Anna. Hello. Can you see now? So let me give you my goggles. You don't like my goggles? Okay. So please put it down and let's continue. Now, make sure you don't close the cost of sales because maybe there could be something else. Okay? So keep it open. So let's continue. Still in note I, the last statement there. The fair value of the investment held at fair value through profit or loss at 10th of September was 27.1 million. Now what was the original value there? So what do we see? There is a gain on what? There is a gain on what? There is a gain on the investment of how much? 27,100 minus what? 26,500. So what do we get? What will be the gain? 600. Now, so this 600 goes where? It goes to the income statement. So after you bring gross profit, other incomes, you will bring this gain. Are you getting the idea? Then in the balance sheet, this figure will not come. It is the revalued amount that will come. So that is all about the note 1.
So you add it to the 2,200.
Which 2,200?
There's investment income.
No, that one will come as an item on its own. Then gain on investment, fair value through profit or loss will also come.
So can you do it as a way to the
No, it has to be on the face of the financial statement.
So you are allowed to do on the face of the financial statement.
Yeah, like something minus something.
You
You can do it. Or something plus. Back consolidation, we did the same thing. We bring the parents, the staff.
I thought this morning we did the final account. We do working so that
No, you can't, these items, you can't work with them. You can do cost of sales working somewhere and bring it. Distribution cost workings because there are a lot of adjustments with it. But these incomes and things, you can't add all the income somewhere and bring it in. We need to see the breakdown on the face of the financial statement. Are you getting the idea? Very important. So note 2, which is where the tax is. The balance of income tax in the trial balance represents the under or over provision of previous year's estimate. Okay, Fajo, this will be working what? Huh? Baby, am I in a 3?
yes.
7.
Sir, back on the deny
No, 7.
This one will be what?
7. Was the land
Obi said 3, Obi said 7.
It's 3.
Now, cost of sales there.
Plant,
Cost of sales.
The plant
Distribution.
is 2. And my cost of sales is 3. Distribution is 4. Admin is 5. Then investment is 6.
So this is 7. Obi anya workers.
I said was
Okay, no, I said because those ones I didn't do.
And you didn't do them.
Yeah.
So don't use your workings together.
I'm in the class, I can use
Okay, so let's go. Income tax. So pay attention to this carefully because all of you missed this up. Look at the trial balance. Or see there is a figure there. Can you see income tax 400 on the credit side? Or see that relates to over or under absorption. It's on the credit side, so we'll bring it on the credit side here. So balance brought forward 400. Does it make sense? If it was on the debit side, we'll bring it on the debit side. Since it's a credit side, we take it to the credit side. Still in the trial balance, can you see deferred tax there?
Yes.
Of how much? So that is also the opening balance for what? Deferred tax. How much? 11,200. Does it make sense? So everything in the trial balance counts as the opening balance. Then let's build it up.
So the debit can also be debit balance. Or it's always
Yeah, it could be debit. That means it's an asset.
So this one is liability.
It's a liability.
The other one is a liability.
Yes.
So it is on the debit side.
So meaning this 400 was actually an under provision of tax. from the previous year. Are you getting the idea? That is why. The estimated income tax liability for the year to 30th September is how much? 18 million. So we pretend to close this account. Balance brought down, current year tax or current will be how much? 18,700. Then balance carry down for the current 18,700. Does it make sense, please? Next one. At 30th September, that is the end of the year, there were 40 million temporary differences. The income tax rate is how much? So at the end of the year, balance brought down for DT tax is going to be 40 million, that's 40,000 times what? 25%, and that will be. It says temporary difference. So if you are looking for deferred tax is temporary difference times the tax rate. So it's the 40 million times the tax rate of 25%.
I was thinking the income tax rate would be applied to the profits.
Why? On what profit?
I didn't know say
Relax. On what profit?
I think it's charged on the profit that you get.
Now, that is what has been given to you. That it says the estimated income tax liability for the year ended 30th September is 1870. Into a normal SR workings, so we don't charge any tax on the actual profit figure we will be calculating in the income statement. All this thing will be given to us. So that's what we bring in. So meaning for next year, the carry in terms of what? The current year tax. And at DT tax also there is a temporary difference of this. 10,000. So this is a brought down. It comes here as balance carry down. DT tax 10,000. Very important. It's opening balance, current deferred tax. Closing balance, current deferred tax.
So it's, the income tax rate is applied on the temporary difference.
That's it. All the time. So we balance this account. The balancing figure will be the income tax to be charged for the year in the income statement. So the balancing figure will be taken to the income statement. What do we have? That's it. So now if we go to profit before tax, this figure will bring there as what? Tax. Then we'll get a profit after tax. This is how you prepare the income tax account. Because you all missed it. You all missed it. So that is the note 2, the issue about the deferred tax. Still building it up.
So, in the balance sheet, what should go?
Now, in the balance sheet, this figure, right, goes there under current liabilities, right, as the current tax under current liabilities. Then this figure, 10,000, ever called non-current liabilities in relation to what? Deferred tax. So always these closing balances are what goes to the balance sheet. Because on differences, no, and our treaty already in the income statement. Let's go to the note 3. Loan note. I think I also Jamanipa Bakupen Unyayo, so something like that. The 2% loan note was issued on when? 1st April 2018. Stop writing. You do that, then I finish, I'll clean the board. Then we all not write anything.
I said you clean the board,
Hey, so you will write. Yeah. You've written some, why? Okay, so let's go, note 3. Then you write all, okay? The 2% loan note was issued on when? 1st April 2015. What is our year ended? So how many months are we talking about? 6 months. Very important. Under the term that provide for a large premium on redemption, the finance department has calculated that the effect of this is that the loan note has an effective rate of how much? So always the effective rate will be considered. So we go finance cost. So this is what we say. Number one, we say that interest payable using the effective rate. That will be how much? 6% of the total amount is what? 80,000 times 6 over 12. What do I have? 2,400. So using the effective rate, this is what we pay. But this is not what we actually will pay them. We will be paying them what? The 2%. So interest paid will be 2% of 80,000 times 6 over 12. You mean 800. The difference will be an accrued interest, which is how much? 1,600. Now this 1,600 has to be capitalized, so we add it to the nominal value of the loan, which is how much? 80,000. So right now the 2% loan note will be carried in the balance sheet as what? 81,600. Does it make sense?
Sure.
Yes, madam.
The 800. Is it a claim? Because me, I just picked the one in the trial balance.
Oh, it could be a coincidence because now I'm coming. This is what goes to the income statement. Sounds good? So this 2,400 is what goes to the income statement. Now, this is what we have to pay. If you check in the trial balance, they have paid it. Assuming in the trial balance there was nothing, it means they have been paid. Then in that case, this 800 would have gone to current liabilities. I don't know if they understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that this figure, this 2,400, is the interest that we will charge in the income statement. However, that is not what we will pay. We will have to pay them what? The 800. In the trial balance, we've been told that loan interest paid is how much? 800. Meaning, yachiyaka, yendeka. And I'm assuming there is nothing like that in the trial balance. And now the whole trial balance name less than the 800. Then the difference will be taken to what? Current liabilities. As how much interest we are supposed to what? Pay. Name of the difference between the effective rate and what we pay has to be accrued and added to the nominal value of the loan and carried. Because remember in the question we were told that this loan will be redeemed at a premium. Yes?
How I do my work? Because it said the loan interest has been paid. So I just apply the 2% on the 80,000 to get the accrued interest.
Which is the accrued interest?
The 1,600.
You did what?
I applied the 2% on the 80,000.
So that's wrong. It's a wrong approach. It was just coincidence that you got 1,006. Because the loan, yes, because the loan is 6 over 12. So what you did is actually a full year. It's just coincidence. And accidental. Now we are 1,006.
So if the 2% of 80,000 wasn't 800,
yes.
so it's actually have to
It's
charge.
actually 1,600.
No.
Yeah, but then
About the 800 because me, I just read what's here.
Okay.
but what is there in the trial balance is what has been paid. Until we calculate, ahina say etua, and ahina etua. The etua the whole trial balance name. It is etua less than what we are supposed to pay. The difference will go to current liabilities.
Maybe small.
It can be more. or it will be equal, like in this case, then a can I say Nemo, we are supposed to have paid this, right? So the difference will be capitalized. And I mean, that's who cares? No, it's just coincidence. Say a car be the couple of Abuabi, and we have thousands, no, and yes, because it's 6/12 in the first place. I hope you are getting the idea. So your approach is wrong. The concept is this. That's what you got to understand. That's the tax of Ada. Now let's go to the last note. The last note. IV. The suspense account contains the corresponding credit entry for the process of rights issue made on 1st July 2016. So the company made a rights issue. Now, when they made a rights issue, what's the double entry? They debited the cash book for the receipt of the money, and then they credited the suspense account because now division. So right now we are going to be doing what? The division into the stated capital and then the share premium. The term of the issue were 1 share for every 4 shares held at what price? 80 cents per share. Laman's share price immediately before the issue was how much? $1. The issue was fully subscribed. So what do? Workings 9. It's a number, right issues. Now go to the balance sheet. What is the nominal value of the shares? Nominal value per share. In the brackets, 50 cents, right? So we first need to find number of shares. So what will be the number of shares? 60,000 divided by 0.5. Giving 120,000. So this is the number of the shares. Of this number of shares, the company made a right issue. What is the condition for the right issue? We give you 1 new share for what? Every 4. So 1/4 times 120,000. What do we have? 30,000. So of this 30,000, we are told that it was issued at what price?
8%.
So what do we have?
24,000.
Was this the value that was taken to the suspense account?
Yes.
Right? Now this $24,000 has to be splitted into what? Share premium and what? Share capital. Why? Because the nominal value of the share is 50 cents. Hence, this is what we say. To the share capital, we're going to have 0.5 times what? 30,000. That will be how much? And then to the share premium,
15,000.
we're going to have 0.3 times 30,000. What's that? 15,000. And then,
9,000.
please, does it make sense?
Why are we
It's 80, right? So this is 50, so the 30. So when you now go to the balance sheet, the equity shares there, it will no more be 60,000. It will be half. It will be 60,000 plus 15,000. Now, I'm not preparing statement of financial position, that's what I'm telling you that. Then, there was no share premium in the trial balance, but right now there is going to be what? A share premium of 9,000. Very important. So these are the core workings you do. So I think you can close now the cost of sales, calculate the total, the distribution, calculate the total, and then what else? No. And then administration expenses. So calculate it. Okay, you're going to prepare the income statement. You're going to prepare the statement of financial position, and then he said we should calculate what?
Earnings per share.
Earnings per share. Now you know how we do that, right? When there is rights issue, how is earnings per share calculated? You are giving me wicked smile. You are here. When there is right issue, how is earnings per share calculated? Yes, certainly the formula will come. But now there is right issues. So I'm asking, if there is right issues, how is earnings per share calculated?
Solicitor is
Aren't you ashamed?
solicitor.
She's stealing with swag, eh? Yes, right issue.
Bonus fraction. Okay, so
let's go. So we need to calculate what? The bonus fraction. Okay? So I am doing the C. I'm doing the C. So earnings per share equals profit attributable to equity shareholders over what? The weights. Now please note that because we've not prepared the income statement, I can't have the profit. Are you getting it? So all I'm going to be doing is the weights. Now to do the weights, we need a bonus fraction. What is the formula for bonus fraction? The cum right price.
He's not checking.
So this is given, right? And this must be calculated. So what is the cum right price? What is the cum right price? Liar. We are told that Lama's share price immediately before the issue was how much? So that was the cum right price. So let's calculate the theoretical S price. So we bring the shares here, we bring the value here. So currently, if you're having 4 shares, it is at $1. So that will give you what? 4. Under the right issue, you are getting how much? How many shares? 1 new share at what price? 0.8. So that will be 0.8. So total 5 against 4.8. So the theoretical price will be what? 4.8 over 5. What do I have? 0.96. 0.96. Okay. So if this is the theoretical X price, then my bonus fraction will be what? $1 over 0.96. Are you getting it? Is that it? Set theoretical X price. Now I told you that we don't need this answer because the answer we are, it may lead to what? Approximation. So and then how did I say we apply the bonus fraction? The shares outstanding prior to the what? Issue. So what was the share outstanding prior to the issue? 120. So that is from what date to what date? 1st October 2015 to what? When was the April? April 31st March 2016. Anamiboa. This 120,000 shares was there from the beginning of the year, 1st October to 31st March, because the right issue was done on 1st April 2016. Anamiboa. I think for
right issue of shares made on 1st July.
1st July.
2016.
So this is carried from when to when? 1st October 2015 to what? Ha!
No.
July will not be part, so 30th June 2016. So that will be what? That will be 120,000 times the bonus fraction 0.96 times what? Times what? How many months is here? 9 over 12. Let's go. I hope nobody is missing. Because October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. What are we getting? 93,750. Then, now from 1st July 2016 to what? 30th September 2016, we will have what? What was the number of right issues? 30,000. 30,000, right? Into here, added to where I buy. So now 150,000 shares, no bonus fraction here, times 3 over what? 12. So add it, and that gives us our weight of how much? 97.5%. So now, after preparing the income statement, the profit for the year you get, you divide it by what? This figure, multiply it by 100, and that will give you the earnings per share.
It's not 97.
It's what?
It's not 97. It's not 3,500.
It's
37,500. Hey, you
131.
I tell you. 131. 250.
Yeah, I cleared out which
Okay, so that's it. So now this is the wins. So as I said, when you prepare the income statement, the profit you get, you divide it by this figure, and that gives you what? The earnings per share. So that is how you deal with earnings per share when there is a right issue. Earnings per share when there is a right issue. Very, very important. So I'll see you in the next video as we talk about the rest of the things. You got it?